Hi, this is Mike Hendrickson from Strata Hadoop World in San Jose. I'm here with David Tishgart. David, how you doing?
Doing great, Mike. How you doing?
Good. So you're with Cloudera.
That's right.
And you're with channel partner marketing?
Partner marketing.
Okay, so, to me, the ecosystem around big data has grown tremendously. And that's kind of what you do.
Yeah.
You help grow an ecosystem around data products and data services.
That's right. That's really how we think of Hadoop and this ecosystem here, and really what Strata Hadoop World's all about. Last year at this time, we had roughly 700 partners, and we've doubled that in the past year. And the reason for that, the reason I have a job at Cloudera, is because we can't do what we do. We can't help companies be successful using Hadoop without partnerships. We need channel partners, we need SIs, we need OEMs, we need software partners to expand the scope of what Hadoop can do in an enterprise environment. So organizations that land data in Hadoop, they've got a great way to store data as an active archive for as long as they need it. But having data and storing data isn't what organizations are after. There's some cost benefits to storing data in Hadoop, but we believe that the real potential in Hadoop is what happens when you run analytics, when you leverage BI tools, and all the really cool stuff that bubbles out of the data. And to do that requires really, really strong partnerships. And so my role is to help foster those partners, enable them to develop and innovate on Hadoop, and to increase awareness for the Enterprise Data Hub, which has Hadoop at the core, but partners all around it.
So it's almost like you're surfacing and freeing data for an organization to actually make business decisions around it?
That's right. So what we want to do is the way we talk about Cloudera, and people always ask, so what do you do? What does Cloudera do? And we don't want to get down the path of, well, we do Hadoop and we do this and this and this, and we start talking about, projects with funny names. The simple answer for what we do is we enable organizations to profit from all of their data. It's an easy way to think about it. It's really what companies want to do. When you think about, the purpose for standing up an enterprise data hub or for using data in an organization, it's, they want to, make money. They want to figure out a way to make money with their data. They want to cut costs. They want to rationalize things in their environment. And they want to stay out of trouble doing it, right? So there's an element to growing top line, element to growing bottom line, and an element to making sure that you're compliant. And partners are a huge part of that ecosystem.
So in your partner ecosystem, is there a industry vertical or anything that's growing quicker than the others? And on the converse side, is there a vertical that's lagging a little bit and should step it up?
Right. So when we think about Enterprise Data Hub, it's a very horizontal solution. It's something that really any organization can benefit from. But we look at Hadoop's been around for a long time. We came out with the Enterprise Data Hub last year as a way to talk about Hadoop as far more than just inexpensive storage and processing. But Hadoop has been widely adopted by a number of enterprise organizations, really, going back to 7-8 years now. What we've seen over time is that financial services, retail, manufacturing, telecommunications, these industries happen to be adopting it at a far greater rate. And so what we've done is we've taken some of the lessons learned from talking to customers, from talking to partners. What are the applications, the practical applications that are generating the most value for our customers? And we're building solutions around those. So what you're going to see from us going, in the coming years, not so much a focus on get an enterprise data hub in your environment, land your data there, do some processing, do some analytics. Instead, what you're going to hear is let us help you with your anti-money laundering. Let us help you with fraud analysis. Let us help you determine whether customers are potentially going to churn off of your business and go somewhere else. Let us help you know your customers better. These are all things that our customers are asking for. And it doesn't make sense for us to go to them and say, well, here's Hadoop, figure it out. We need to be very prescriptive. And again, this gets back to partnerships. We do a lot of great work with our SIs in developing these strategies, these tactics, these solutions so that we can take them into vertical industries and we can get meetings with business leaders, with chief executives, with security officers, people that are really important that help make smart business decisions, and we're not selling a technology. We're selling a full solution that includes Enterprise Data Hub, a number of partners, and we've got great use cases to show for them. So they trust us because we've done it before.
So are there any, I guess, I don't want to say players, but verticals that are kind of lagging in this whole world? Right. I mean, because to me it seems like we've come a long way in a quick time. The journey is 5 years or so, and it seems like this world has moved pretty quickly. And I think we know it's going to be important and continue to grow. But are there verticals that are still behind the 8 ball and maybe slower to get there?
So we don't really, I don't know that there's necessarily a vertical that's lagging. I think what's happening is it's more probably country.
Geographic.
It's more geographic than anything else, I think, at this point, because we see applications across a number of verticals. We're really focused on a few specific ones this year, and we'll see that expand over time. But I think geographic. There's some countries that haven't been as quick to adopt in Hadoop, but that's starting to pick up, and I think. One of the interesting things, going back to partners again, is really what Intel has brought to us over the last year. Some of you might remember, the audience might remember that we took in a good deal of money from Intel in the early part of 2014, and everybody focuses on the money that we got from Intel and the investment. But what's been great is the technology partnership for sure. So we get view into their chip roadmap. We can make sure that there's a lot of optimizations going on, right? But also Intel had a fantastic distribution of Hadoop out in China, and so with the acquisition, with the investment, we've now got people on the ground in China. So we're doing really well out in East Asia. We've got we're growing in Australia. So parts of the world that were a little slower to adopt, we're now starting to see that pick up, and we're doing very well in Europe as well.
So everyone's talked about, so I've heard Europe, I've heard Asia, and I've heard the Middle East. Nobody's talking about South America. And Brazil is going to host the Olympics soon, and they're going to probably have just a massive amount of data.
Yes.
So is anyone addressing the South American contingency?
Yes. So we opened a South America office. We've got actually quite a few South American companies right now. We've got some telco and financial services down there as well. So we're growing. We're growing in that region. We're growing in that region as well, and we do it again through. I keep coming back to partners, but in an area where we don't have anybody specifically, we rely on partners to help us make inroads there and talk about Hadoop and the value that it brings. And then once we get people in region, it makes it much easier for us to be effective selling.
So if we were to sit down next year at this time, or let's say London in May,
right?
What's going to change in your world in the partner ecosystem for you?
We're determined to grow it. So our focus is really to be the most partner-focused, best partnering enterprise software company out there. We've got over 1,400 partners right now, which is far and away the most of any vendor in the Hadoop space. We've got more than 350 partner certifications right now. If we're talking in London this time a few months from now, certainly at Hadoop World in New York and next year here, we expect those numbers to continue to escalate. We'll see more certifications. We'll see more partners come on board, both from the SI, the hardware standpoint, software vendors. I look out here, there are just a number of tremendous companies that are doing really cool things with analytics, with data integration, with visualization, stuff I've never seen before. We need to make them great Cloudera partners. We need to enable them. We need to help their customers understand how standing up an enterprise data hub in their environment and bringing more data to more users, doing data prep, doing your analytics, doing it all inside of Hadoop, and then pushing it out to business users who can extract value from that data. We need to help them understand how that's going to help them grow their business. It's going to help them, maintain customers. It's going to help them cut costs. All the stuff that these companies are trying to do. That's what we want to be. That's what we want to be able to talk to you about this time next year.
Excellent, David. We look forward to those conversations.
Absolutely. Thanks for having me.